Okay, someone suggests us the pasteurization conditions, and let me tell you how to do that. Oh, okay, I misspell it. Okay, and generally, let me tell you that here, pasteurization, there are some terms. The first term, sterilization, it means kill all bacteria and microorganisms. No one can survive. Again, generally for canned food, for example, the canned fruit or the canned salmon, the canned corn, something like that, they are under the sterilization. And the other term is called sanitation, sanitizing or sanitation. Sanitation, it means to kill harmful bacteria or some undesired enzymes. And the last heating condition is called pasteurization. Pasteurization is very light sanitation, And here we can check that. Okay, and here AI overview. AI overview, it looks okay, but we need to check one thing. Where is the source? Is the source academically reliable? For example, we can check this. Pasteurization, and here an overview. Okay, who can tell me what kind of reference it is? What kind of reference it is? First one, the website is called Science Direct. What does it mean? What is Science Direct? And what is pasteurization? And what is on this page, chapters and articles? Thermal treatment. Okay, first of all, here, the Science Direct is a famous publisher, and they own many scientific or academic journals. And here, the chapter thermal treatment, it means it can be a book. Pasteurization, like this one. Okay, generally, this kind of academic publishers or academic publications, they are reliable. For example, here, a typical temperature time combination is 63 to 65 degrees over 30 minutes. Is for general food. The condition is enough to kill most bacteria, but not all bacteria. Just remember, your food or your raw material after such condition, after the treatment, they need to kept in the refrigerator, and or 75 degrees over 8 to 10 minutes. It depends on the material you are using here. Okay, rapidly higher all-flash pasteurization use pasteurizer temperature over 85 to 90 degrees with a shorter time. For example, 100 degrees Celsius for 12 seconds, 121 degrees for 2 seconds. And here is a table about that. And here, UHT, ultra high temperature, and the reference here 138. But you can check the milk in Taiwan. Let me show you here. Okay, let me have no. Okay, there is an online article about the photo of here. Okay, you don't need to read the Chinese characters. Just follow my suggestion here. The chilling temperature 125 to 130 degrees Celsius holds for 2 to 5 seconds. That is one condition. That's one condition. And next time, if you have chance to buy the milk in supermarket in Taiwan, you can check the condition. Sure, I know there you can use your cell phone with a special lens, the Google Lens, to take a picture of it. Then it will translate into your language automatically. And here, the other one, the average cooling temperature is 72 degrees for 15 seconds. And next time, because this company has a scandal, because many years ago, this company, the headquarters is very close to our campus, maybe the direction somewhere over there. Okay, because we just guess, because we have no evidence. So we, for scientists, we guessed maybe they forgot to change the setting condition of the machine, and the scandal is the product become something wrong, and the product was sold in Costco supermarket because they use the cooling germ temperature is 72 degrees Celsius for 15 seconds. And theoretically, this condition is enough to kill bacteria, but I believe they did not handle it very well. And you can buy the fresh milk in Taiwan. The most condition is about 140, not 125 to 135, not that. 140 or 142, 143 degrees Celsius for 2 to 5 seconds. It's very common in Taiwan. Okay, let me show you one more. Okay, let me check whether this one. No condition. Okay, so far in the future, if we have changed, if you are interested for this topic, you can discuss it with me. Sure, you can write it as an article in your website. Okay, any question? If no more question, I can move to our textbook about the food safety. Next week we may go back to the text about nutrition. Okay. Okay, today we are moving to the chapter number 3, causes of foodborne illnesses. Yeah, we just finished explaining the foodborne poisoning caused by eating raw dough. It's not smart, I know. Okay, and there are many myths about foodborne illness and food poisoning. Table 1 dispute some common misconceptions about food poisoning, myth, and factor. A food with enough pathogens to make you sick will look, smell, or taste bad. Actually, it's a wrong concept. A food with enough pathogens to make you sick may look, smell, or taste good. And now we need to distinguish the differences between food poisoning And the other one is called food spoilage. Again, a spoiled food, if you eat a spoiled food, you may not get sick, but you will feel uncomfortable because the smell is very bad. It's very bad. And in our field, we always emphasize a food, when you look, smell, and taste as normal, it doesn't mean it's safe, because many food pathogens will burn their generation in the foods without changing the smell, without changing the color, without changing the texture, without changing anything. And you think, okay, if I got a food, my parents just gave me a food, it looks very okay, but I did not put it in a refrigerator for 2 or 3 days. 3 days later, I tested, oh, it's still good. It doesn't mean it's safe. It doesn't mean safe. If you forgot to place your food in a refrigerator or freezer, it smells very strange. It smells very strange. But if you finish that, I mean, you eat the spoiled food, it doesn't mean you will get sick, because the microorganisms that cause the spoiled food is one group. And the other group about cause the sick of human is called pathogens. It's different groups. Okay. And the second myth, really fresh food cannot make people sick. Now, sure, it's a bad concept. Really fresh food can cause food poisoning if it is not properly handled. It's correct. It's correct here. And number 3, only dirty kitchens can make people sick. The correct concept is even clean kitchens can make people sick. We can talk about one term, probability. Generally speaking, the dirty kitchens has higher probability to prepare unclean food, and they may make more people sick. But even clean kitchens, they can, if the foods are contaminated accidentally, or some events, it can also make people sick. Okay, then number 4, proper cooked food can never cause food poisoning. It's a very wrong concept. For example, if I cook something like steamed beef or noodles or something like this, I let it at a room temperature for maybe 10, 12, 24 hours without handling. And if it has been contaminated with the food pathogens, it has a lot of chance to make people sick. Okay, food poisoning can occur when the foods are properly cooked, because there are many factors. For example, after being cooked, maybe it has not been well preserved. For example, you forgot to cover it with the lid. You forgot to finish it immediately. You forgot to place it in the refrigerator. You forgot to place it in the freezer. Okay. And foodborne illnesses can caused by any of, first, contaminant. Sure, there are 2 kinds. One is microorganisms. The other is chemicals. Okay, who can tell me what kind of chemicals, when the chemical contaminate foods, they may make people sick? Who can give me example? What kind of chemical, if the kind of chemical contaminate your food and people eat the food, the people may get sick? Who can give me the example? Chemicals. Sodium chloride? No. That's a chemical, right, but it's not a toxic chemical. Who can tell me? Actually, it's very common in our daily life. Pardon me? Food packaging? Oh, food packaging. Do you mean some toxic compound released from the packagings? Yeah, that's one issue. But generally, the the amount of the toxic compound is very, very low, and in a short term, it may not cause people sick. Okay, who can tell me? First of all, I think about one that's called pesticide. Pesticide, the residual pesticide in fruits, in vegetables, if they are not well controlled, the higher concentration of pesticide may cause people sick. That's one thing. Do you have any other suggestions? What kind of chemical contamination may cause people sick? Pardon me? Insecticide. Yeah, insecticide is one of the pesticide. Yep, that you're right. You're right. So especially when growing plants, the farmers may use insecticide, bactericide, but in our language we call them pesticides. Yeah, sure. Maybe it's not the correct calling a name in English, but in Taiwan we call it 农药. 农药 in our language is called pesticide. Yeah, you're right. How about other? Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. I'm reading carbon dioxide everywhere, and you are reading carbon dioxide too. Okay, how about, let me give me a hint. If the plant or the animal source foods contaminated with heavy metal ions, mercuries, cadmiums, something like this. Pardon me? Arsenic? Arsenic, yeah, you're right. It's a, yeah, you can go in heavy metal, yeah. In Taiwan, many years, the first cadmium contaminated rice was discovered maybe 40 or 50 years ago in Taoyuan, in Guanyin, very close to our campus. That was the first case has been reported about the cadmium, because the rice, the plant will absorb heavy metals into the plant inside, and the rice we harvested the rice, and the rice with extra high concentration of cadmium, and cadmium may damage our nervous system, something like this. Okay, and I think about one more issue is if someone overuse the legal food additives, or someone use illegal food additives. For example, there are some scandals in Taiwan. Some food process, they use illegal dye or coloring. For example, the red color, the yellow color, try to change the color of food, make it more delicious. And they use illegal dye. For example, the yellow dye from industry use, not for food use, or some red dye. But recently, as in the past 20 years, the government check and always examine the food process, for the food plant, very with a high frequency. So the kind of scandal decreased since 20 years until this moment. Okay, and contaminants, there is another type. It's called fungal or mycotoxins. Fungal toxins. That toxins produced by fungi or fungi are different accents. Okay. For example, aflatoxins. There is a very famous and notorious compound. Okay. Then improper food handling practice. For example, in recent class, I always suggest students to wash your hands. Then you can come to help to prepare the snacks. If you forgot to wash your hands, it may increase the chance to get food poisoning. Okay, and the other one, food allergies. Okay, who can give me some example from your country about the food allergy? What kind of food may cause allergy from your country? Because do you remember the first week I did a survey? Seafoods. How about, and then peanuts? Okay, then eggs. Okay, and today we prepare the cookies we use the dough. That is the cake flour. And I'm curious because I did a survey the first week in our class, and some students reflected they were allergic to chicken. The chicken meat, the chicken. I heard about that, but I never thought it happened to my students here. Because chicken in Taiwan or in many countries is not listed as an official food allergen, but in Korea they make the list about beef, pork, beef, chicken, those animal meat as food allergen. It's very weird for me. It's weird for me. Okay, then understanding each of these critical that in ensuring that food safety is maintained. Food contaminants can be chemicals such as cleaning agents or pesticides. And sometimes, for example, if I were a farmer, I grow the rice or some plant or some fruit, I use the wrong water to irrigate my plants. For example, the water can be contaminated with the industry wastewater, with the cadmium, with the heavy metal, something like that. That is dangerous. It can be think about. You can think a contaminant. Okay, physical as a hair, bandage, or glass, or some glass debris, stone, or some metal debris. They are contaminants, but those physical contaminants are generally not a serious situation. But chemical or biological can be more dangerous. Okay, biological such as pathogens and microbes introduced from infected workers. Okay, introduced by infected workers. Who can give me an example? A worker, a staff infected with some pathogen, they may cause their product not safe. Who can give me an example? Can I give you a hint? Virus. The type of one virus infected. The source may be infected workers. Tuberculosis? Yeah, but the momentum is a kind of a phenomenon. But I want to hear about something, the name of the virus. Hey, hepatitis, yeah, okay. That is a very good answer, but the probability is not high in Taiwan. Salmonella, according to the classification in biology, Salmonella is a bacteria, not a virus. Okay, the type one killer is called norovirus. Norovirus, yeah, I believe you already heard about the norovirus, and it's the type 1 killer in Taiwan. Sure, I mean killer is norovirus. Yeah, norovirus. And hepatitis virus, there's another type of virus. They cause the disease for people. But in Taiwan, so far, no case report about people got food poisoning by hepatitis A virus. It's very ridiculous. If you have a chance to check the statistic data in Taiwan, it's 0. But from the other unit, the other organization called the Central CDC, Central Disease Control, another group, government group, they reported maybe 100 to 200 cases about people got infected with hepatitis A virus. Okay, let me move. And biological causes of foodborne illness. Biological contaminants are far from the great use of illness. Many of the risks associated with the biological contaminant can be controlled. Many of them can be controlled or removed by effective food handling practice, for example, heating. Okay, so it is critical that safe food handling and prevention procedures outline the rest of the book can be followed. Okay, let's move here. Microbes are all around us, everywhere. Even my nose, my hair, my face, and my nails, everywhere we cannot see, but we know they are existing in our body and maybe in the utensils in the working environment. Okay, microbes are all around us. They are living things, often too small to be seen without a microscope. Yeah, if you're interested in operating the microscope, you can ask me, because I'm the manager of the biology laboratory, and our students, they need to learn how to operate the microscope. And many microbes are beneficial. Yeah, many of them, but some can cause illness or even death. These harmful microbes are called pathogens. 5 types of microbes, including bacteria, viruses, parasites, protozoa, and fungi. There are 5, and here we will focus those 2. The first one, bacteria. The second one, viruses. According to the annual survey in Taiwan, the reason caused the food poisoning, top 1, that is norovirus. And the second one and the third one are caused of bacteria. Sure, and okay. We don't have enough time. How about have a break now? Yeah, go ahead. No, okay. How about have a break now? Then we can continue from this chapter next week, because if we explain this part, we need 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. Okay, and 1 minute to finish the course. Okay. Any question? Okay, thank you for your participation, and see you next week. Any question, please let me know.